Well, hey students, I know it's already been a week, hasn't it? First week back at school. I've talked with a lot of you and just really proud of what you've been able to accomplish this week. And I know there's been a lot of change and it's been kind of a roller coaster. And so I just want all of you to know, parents too, I want you to know that Heather and I have been just really prayerful this week for you and over you. And we'll continue to do that in the weeks that are to come. I know our volunteers and our staff all feel the same way, that we're with you and that we love you. Tonight's going to be just a little bit different. I thought we would, just because of the craziness of this week, that we would put a pause on in-person meeting and just kind of see how things go for the next little while. So we're just going to meet virtually tonight, but I have a challenge for you. This is something different. There's not going to be a lot of teaching. It's going to be, I'm going to give you something to do, and then I'm hoping that you're going to go and do it. And it came out of a conversation with Joanne this week that we remember together that over the last 4 months, as we have dealt with a lot of new things because of pandemic, one thing has kind of changed over that time. Whereas in the beginning, in March and in April, I think that a lot of us were really in tune with loving people and caring about people and going the extra mile and doing things and being gracious and being servants. And I feel like, and maybe because of the summertime, I don't really know why, I can't put a thumb on it, but I think that we've lost just a little bit of that. And I think that maybe after this first week of school, it might be time to put a reset on that. And what better way to actually go and do something. Also, in addition to that conversation with Joanne, I had a verse pop up on my daily verses that I get every day. And it was this. It was Psalm 37:3. And Psalm 37:3 says, "Trust in the Lord and do good. Trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land and enjoy safe pasture." This is King David. Scholars think that King David wrote Psalm 37 when he was an old man. It was kind of one of the first chunks of Psalms to be put into the whole entire collection. But he was writing to his kingdom. He was encouraging his soldiers and the people who resided in and around Jerusalem. He was encouraging them to trust in God, to do good, and to dwell in the land that God has promised and provided for us. And so those are the three commands. Those are the three things that I think we need to listen to tonight as we think about doing good. We need to trust in the Lord. We need to confide in Him. We need to rest in Him because in God there is safe harbor. In a world that's constantly changing, in a world that looks a lot different now, and in a school year that has begun a lot different than we've expected before, trust in God, confide in Him, reside in God and His presence. And I think that will help us as we move forward. Then the next thing is just to do good. God wants us. King David writes to us 2,000+ years later. King David writes to do good. Do good. Always be engaging in some kind of good thing, because if we preoccupy our mind with doing good things, if we give ourselves good and productive and healthy things to do that serve other people or that positively affect our neighborhood or our neighbors or our community or our schools or our church, if we continue to engage in the good work that God has for us, that limits our ability to be negative and to be anxious and to worry, because we really can't think about more than one thing at a time, right? If I'm terrible at multitasking, and so I know that I can really only think or really only do one thing at a time. If I'm doing good things, if I'm doing productive things, if I'm doing things that honor God, I have less time and I have less capacity in my mind to think about the bad things or the evil things that happen in our world. Do good. King David says to do good. And then the last is to dwell in the land that God has promised to us. Remember that in the Old Testament, there was always some kind of movement or conquering nation, and God's people had to rely and trust that God had provided a place for them to go. And sometimes God's people really struggle to live into that promise. But that promise exists for us, even though we're not Old Testament people, we're New Testament people. But God has still provided a place for us. And sometimes we, as Easter people, as Christians, as Jesus followers, sometimes we struggle to live into the space, into the land that God has promised for us too. And that has to do, I think, with sometimes we're not focused on doing good. Sometimes we don't trust and abide in God, those first two things that we talked about. So we want to trust in God, we want to do good, and we want to reside, we want to be in the place that God has promised to us. So I've come up with something that I think we can all do together. I'm going to do it, you're going to do it, we're all going to do it together. It's called 20 Minutes of Good. And this is something where when this video ends, I want you to not like say tomorrow, not say on Tuesday. I want you to go and do something about it right now. 20 Minutes of Good is this idea, this project that I hope we'll all do together, where I've come up with, or we, some of my friends and I, we've come up with a handful of things that we could accomplish if you just pick one. One thing will take you 20 minutes. Pretty cool, right? 20 minutes to do good, 20 minutes to do something productive, to do something beneficial for something else. So here are a couple of them. I'm just going to run right down the list. I may not hit on all of them, but we have provided, and it's going to go out in an email right now, the challenge. It's 20 minutes of good. You're going to pick one thing. Here we go. So the first thing, clean out your pantry. Go to your kitchen, find some old soup that's not expired yet, some things maybe you won't eat. Collect all that stuff up, and then send them with a parent, or make a run tomorrow after school to a local food pantry. You've got Columbia County Cares that are accepting non-perishables. Right now in the month of August, they're doing peanut butter, I think peanut butter and jelly. Collect some non-perishable food and give it to a food bank. You have Golden Harvest that you can give to. Bless a neighbor. Second thing, bless a neighbor. Go down the road, go down the street, find somebody that might need some work done outside for 20 minutes. Ask them permission first, but say, I just want to bless you. I want to bless you. I want to bless your family. Can I do 20 minutes of something in your front yard and help you? The third thing is write a note to somebody who has done something special for you. Maybe this summer, maybe they took you somewhere, maybe they provided, I don't know, maybe you went on vacation with a family, and write them a note. Tell them thank you. Say how much you appreciated their graciousness and their generosity towards you or towards your family. How about this one? I love this one. We all know a college student that's probably headed off to college, or if they're not heading off, they're starting class here real soon. So you could do a couple things. You could write them a note. You could give them a phone call. I really love the idea of going around your house and finding some things that you could put into a care package and send to them. You probably got stuff laying around in your house that you could give, and it's really not about what's inside the care package, it's that you thought of them. I really love that one. Find all the change in your house and wrap it together as a family, and then donate it to a charity or a ministry in our area. You could go through your phone contacts and find 3 older folks and call them. Call them for 5 minutes apiece. It'll take you 5 minutes to find 3 people. It'll take you 5 minutes apiece to call and spend time with them, because what we fail to remember sometimes is that there are some folks in our community who are older, who are feeling really alone right now. And so this idea of doing good, we can do that just by picking up the phone and calling 3 people, and that would make all the difference. Start a Bible plan with some friends. There's that great YouVersion app that we used for a while back there in April and May. You could start a YouVersion Bible study, a daily Bible study, and then leverage your social media and invite your friends to do it with you. So that could take 20 minutes to set that all up. And then the last one that I came up with, and there's probably more, but think about 3 young children who maybe they're cousins or family friends, and make a selfie video, and just wish them a great week. They will think that you are the coolest. That will earn you so many points with parents and aunts and uncles if you would take the time to wish somebody who is younger than you to have a great week, or to tell them a story about how awesome you think they are, or whatever it could be. But find 3 young kids. If you need help with that one, text or call or email Cami, and she'll set you up with 3 kids who would love to hear from you, especially if you're a Sunday school, or like a regular Sunday school helper. They would absolutely love that. So listen, this is the challenge. We don't have to overcomplicate it. We don't have to make it harder than it is. It's just deciding that you're going to do 20 minutes of good. I challenge you guys to do it. Here's the cool part. We ordered some vinyl 2020 edition stickers for our student ministry. I'll put one right down in the corner right here so you can see what it looks like. If you do one of these challenges and you text me a picture or email me a picture, or Ellen one, if you just get that picture to us, we're gonna send you that 2020 edition vinyl sticker. And you can put it on your car, you can put it on your locker, or whatever, or your book, I don't care, whatever you want to put it, but we'll send you one of those just to say thank you, and to encourage you to keep doing good. Just like Psalm 37 says, trust in God, do good, and abide in the land that God has promised for us. I love you guys. Have a great week this week, and don't forget to do 20 minutes of good. We'll see you.